I always said it to people, why wouldn't you give it a whirl?
What is there a basic way of doing that? If a customer went to their boiler today and turned it down and said, I'm thinking about having a heat pump fitted. I'm going to turn my boiler down and I'm going to see how my system performs in the winter.
Yeah.
Is there a minimum temperature that you can turn it down to?
But I mean, try whatever you like. I mean, I often do that. I do a special offer every September, free heat pump trial for everyone. It takes 10 minutes to install. Go to your boiler, wind it down at 45 degrees and run it longer. So however many hours you run it now, run it longer. Run it 50% longer. And are you warm enough? And if you go, I'm not warm enough, 45 degrees isn't enough, so give it 50. And wind it up until you find the bit where you're warm enough.
Could you actually do 40? Say you run it at 45 degrees and went, I'm warm enough in these rooms, but I'm not warm enough in this room.
Yeah, and then you go, probably going to need to change the radiator in that room. It's that hard.
If you decided by doing that, and I'm just going to upgrade that radiator and that radiator because I found on the coldest day of the year that I was struggling in those rooms, then by the time it gets to having a heat pump fitted, you've self-diagnose what your temperature, your flow temperature needs to be.
Yeah, but don't do that because I won't make any money. I always said it to people, why wouldn't you give it a whirl? You know, you've heard all the horror stories online of, oh, it's going to be cold and I can't wash up and the radiators are cold and, you know, it's all the disaster. Get a pencil. That's the first thing I taught as a commissioning engineer. Mark on the knob where it was and then turn it down.
And have you done a blog or a video on how to turn down the temperature of your boiler? Because I mean, it is relatively straightforward. There's a knob on the front.
Yeah, I mean,
there is some limitations. I should say there's.
Yeah, I mean, I wouldn't go below about 40 degrees just because, you know, why bother? I don't know. Weirdly, I don't know much about boilers. I spend my whole time, telling people they shouldn't use them. But 40, 45 degrees isn't going to do any harm.
It'd be interesting to know because I think on the boiler you don't necessarily get the number of degrees. You get these kind of, level 1, 2, 3, and 4. So there'll be something there.
There's a special place in hell for the people who designed that. They also did the work in the fridge.
Yeah,
the fridge. I'm a fridge engineer. I don't know if 1 or 7 is
1 to 5
No idea. And why they couldn't write a temperature on, too expensive.